Okay, so I've shown you the layout that I had up in Alaska back in 2011, and I'm preparing to build another layout here in Iowa. The problem is that we moved here just about 6 months ago, and I started a layout in what is a back room in this house that we're in, and I really needed that space for a big junkyard diorama that I'm working on. So that kind of ended that layout idea. Then I tried it into another room. Like I said, we're just moving here, so things were a little weird. And discovered that I really needed that room for my shop. So once again, that layout came down. And at that point, I thought I'd run out of space to put a layout. And this junkyard now is in a back room that has had a wall that needed a lot of repair on it and was professionally addressed. It doesn't look really good, but the walls are in really good condition, and we've also had them waterproofed and everything there, so we don't have any issues to worry about at this point, except for the fact that in order to have a layout in this house, I had to really get inventive. That's the reason I showed you the layout from before, because I'm going off that same idea. Instead of being just roundy round and just sit there and just watch the trains go, this is going to be a switching layout. We're going to start. Okay, another thing is I have laid out some boards and tried the layout to make sure it's going to work on just, junk area here. So as you can see, I have some boards laid out, got some track laid on that. And this is going to be about 18 inches wide, and it's going to be a yard. The yard in the other layout was 2 feet wide in end scale. I'm going to be working 18 inches wide, and you can see why. I've got a diorama right behind me. We're going to be doing 18 inches wide in HO scale. So this is going to get tricky, but I'm going to be following a lot of the lines that I did with the layout in Alaska to pull this off. So this is going to be the yard. And you can see how far this thing is going to go, because there is another room in there. And we're going to be going clear into that other room. So as you can see, we have this place that jogs out here. And there's going to be a curved section track that goes on into the other room. And with that, I'm going to have a little section track that's going to come off the yard and go in behind in there, and probably some sort of a mine or something. I'm not sure what I'm going to have in there. But that going up into that wall area there'll be something there. This board that you see now with the plastic behind it, that's going to flip over, or I'll put in a different one, whatever, and that's going to have a big long bridge going across there. And of course that's going to be closed in the back. Now this over here, I'm going to have to get inventive. This is going to be my town. So where this bridge ends, there'll be something at the back there to protect that. And then this town is going to run along these boards and come around to there. And then now we have a big open. Let me back up a little bit here to see if I can get you where you can see. This was a shelf unit here that was really not well built. Let me tell you what, it only took a few minutes to just rip it apart. But I'm decided that is going to be where all the switching industrial area will be at. I've got 11 feet by 27 inches actually for that. I thought about going ahead and taking that over to the wall for that 18 inches there, but there's plumbing and such that runs back there. And behind this, there is plumbing that runs behind this too. So I decided to just leave that in case somebody needs to get in to do plumbing. I want as little disruption to the layout as I can possibly get. So there'll just be a backdrop go behind this. and we'll let them have that 18 inches for working on plumbing. So with that in mind, I pulled this out and I'm getting ready to put in my industrial area and my city area. But I kind of wanted to show you what I'm up against, because many of you are going to run into that same situation of where do I put a layout? How on earth am I going to get a layout into this place? Well, this thing is probably going to be one of the strangest layouts I have ever seen, but it's a switching layout that goes out to a yard. Sorry about swinging you around so fast there, but it's going to go way down there to the yard. So I'm going to get a decent layout out of this, and it is DCC. I will be running this DCC. So the next time that you see this, I'm going to have some more changes made. I'm going to sit here and do some evaluations before I ever start. I want to make sure of what I'm up against. I know that I have run this like with a single track down where the yard is going to be over into this industrial area behind me. I have run that as an actual, with trackage and everything in place and running, just to make sure that it was going to be doing what I wanted it to do before I go all this work here of rebuilding and building that and tearing out boards and everything else here. So the next time you see this, I will have something up that's going to make it worth your while. Okay, so size for this. What are we looking at for the size for this very strange layout? Well, for this industrial area that we have, that's 11 feet by 27 inches wide. And so we've got 11 feet there. We've got 4 feet. These sections in here are 2 feet wide. So 4 feet there. We've got 8 feet there. Another 8 feet for the bridge area. Then 2 feet and 16 feet down to the yard. So that's about, 34 feet long. And then, let's see, 4, 6, about 8 feet wide approximately, and then 11 feet for the yard. So that's quite the distance that we've got to run this layout. And yeah, I'm really well pleased. I think this is going to be a really great layout for me. And very odd, very strange, but sometimes that's the real fun of it, is just, what can you do with that room that you've been given? Here is all these big things sticking out from the walls that are supporting the walls, and they're kind of in the way. Well, I'll just, decorate them out of the way. And so that's what I'm up against. And of course, you cannot forget the cat.